next to your fire. Hey, let me stand next to your fire. Whoa, let me stand, baby.
Ah, hell with it. The people want to see something good. Save the game. Disasters, disasters, tornado warning. It's telling you to do it.
Oh, fine. I will destroy that which I have created.
Yeah, but then you can load the game and Okay, so may I run down the options here?
Go ahead. Be my guest.
So, fire, obviously. There's a big fire, and that you can combat with firefighters. This is kind of an obvious thing. Or you can build a fire station on top of the fire and get rid of it, but that's more expensive. Floods, you can't really do anything against. Either emergency guys you dispatch will just kind of slow it down, but they tend not to be as destructive. The air crash will send an airliner flying somewhere into your city and blow up. They obviously didn't go back and take that out after September 11th. And that causes a small fire and blows up whatever it hits.
You can also crash planes by clicking on them with the targeting cursor.
Only the
I believe.
helicopter.
Is it just the helicopter?
Yeah, and if you click on the helicopter, it starts reporting in and saying, Mayday! The tornado just marches around and blows up a bunch of buildings, which is annoying because it uses the demolition sound effect, so you'll hear the same kaboom sound like 50 times in a row. Earthquakes make the screen shake, and just like the San Francisco earthquake, you're going to have fires all at random all over the city.
It randomly demolishes buildings as well.
Well, yeah, but it mostly follows a line of destruction. The monster I'm going to come back to. The hurricane is a combination of high winds which randomly destroy a few buildings and a really big flood. So that will pretty much destroy any of your low-lying areas. You can actually use the raised terrain tool and make like a impromptu barrier for it, but that's going to damage your city almost as much as the hurricane, and it's also really expensive.
You know, I actually tried one time building a city that had that was a coastline, and then it had like a levee raised up along the edge of the water, and then the rest of the inland area was at the same water level as it was like the same. It was at sea level, because I'd noticed that when you did the hurricane, only the sea level areas flooded, and it actually it went right through the barrier and flooded all the insides, and it was pretty funny actually, because you made it like a bowl and kept the water inside. It's like, you can't fool me.
Like a giant toilet.
Like a giant toilet.
The riots are angry Occupy Wall Street dudes who go around your streets complaining, and they start randomly setting fires, so you need the police and firefighters to deal with them. But really, the firefighters could do both because they have big, giant hoses, and people don't like being sprayed with hoses.
There they are.
Boo! Are they booing you?
Yeah.
So now you get to go to your emergency dispatch thing, and you can dispatch one unit of police or firefighters for every station you have. Or they just kind of sit there and glow and let you know, hey, we're doing our job. So you have to keep clicking around to send your units to chase down all the rioters.
And it's hard to see them when there's buildings in the way. Oh wow, there's like a lot now.
And if you don't have any police or firefighters, the game has mercy on you, and it sends the National Guard. You get one military unit. Military is kind of police and firefighters put together.
Only bad.
Well, yeah, they're not that good at either, but they can do both. And you also get them if you have a military base, but that's for... Yeah, you have to get to 60,000 people to get a military base, and even then you don't always get military.
A lot of times it doesn't work. I remember that being the thing. It would... Oh, shit. The whole city is burning down. Man! Why are you angry? Did you lose the Stanley Cup or something?
The Windows version actually had,
wow.
There's a toxic cloud. If fire hits the chemical sword, you get toxic cloud in the bonus. Wow.
That's a hell of a... Oh, damn, they're over here, too. This
In
is a
3,000
lot bigger than I remember. I don't remember the rioters being this big.
Did you click it more than once or something?
No.
Oh. Then
I
maybe
think
they
the
were
city is over.
Well, it's a good thing I told you to save. See, you notice the fire and all the riders and stuff just leave that brown rubble in their wake, and whenever a building catches fire, it just explodes.
Into more fire.
In 3000, it would actually show the buildings getting damaged, and you could have abandoned or burned out buildings, which I thought was a neat touch. It just provided some extra detail.
Well, the buildings would kind of smolder too, and the difference was that you could well, I guess you can in here too, send firefighters directly to a building.
The Windows version for this also had a bunch of extra disasters like mass riots and mass floods, and a volcano which would just make a huge mountain show up somewhere in your city and set everything around it on fire, which was in one of the scenarios.
Yeah, it was way more entertaining than that movie.
Hey, unless we're talking about Dante's Peak, that was a good disaster movie.
No, I was thinking of the other one.
What other one?
Inferno or something like Volcano or something like that.
Joe versus the volcano? Well, now we're gonna have even more riots because they're pissed off they don't have power and 85% of the city is a smoking ruin.
Well, I guess if they don't like it, they can leave.
Mrs. O'Leary is gonna be pissed.
Yeah, I don't think...
Oh, and there's one more that's not on the list. You can have a nuclear meltdown, as I alluded to earlier. And what that does is there's a huge fire and a huge explosion, and also all of the contaminated land you can never ever rebuild on. It has a flashing little
nuclear
radiation
thing,
symbol,
yeah.
like how this has the lightning bolts. Pretty much all the disasters look the same. They all make the buildings explode somehow and get replaced by brownish rubble. Oh wow, see, I told you trees are flammable.
Yeah, they sure are. That's why we should get rid of them.
But if you burn the trees, you're going to warm the globe from all those fires.
I think it's pretty warm here already. Well, why don't you keep talking for a little bit while I go get something to drink and watch the city burn?
This is why I got my glass of water before the Let's Play started.
Well, if I had forethought, I would listen to him suck. Alright, well, I will return momentarily. Watch the fire.
Watch the fire burn. Watch a new age dawn. Of course, I'm not actually next to L1011 right now. I am doing this through a Skype connection, so I am just sitting here watching the city burn, unable to control it by any means whatsoever. So I'm kind of in the same boat you all are in right now. So, the disasters usually, the differences between them are pretty much cosmetic. They all either start a fire or randomly blow up buildings somewhere. But I have to say, I really like the varieties they have, especially in the expansion packs. In 3000, they started having really weird disasters. Like, you could have space junk falling down, where it would just randomly blow up a couple buildings all over the city. You could have more toxic clouds that would just sit on one area of the city and start dissolving the buildings under them. Probably the weirdest was in 3004, you could have large areas of land on the outside of the city turn into farmland, which would provide a few jobs and not really make a lot of pollution except water pollution. But you would have locusts come in, and you had to actually spend money to get an airstrip, and then you could have police firefighters and locust sprayers. So one of these things is not like the other.
Or you could save money and just have police firefighters.
Yeah, they can just stand there and shoot the locusts.
Oh, the city is burning down.
My fair lady.
Well, at least we know it's going
The
to
other
stop
bank is safe.
eventually because there's a river.
And look at that one police unit just faithfully doing its job, guarding absolutely nothing.
There's nothing left.
Oh yeah, with the no police or firefighters, you usually get the unit of National Guard, but every once in a while there's a chance, like a 1 in 10 chance or something, you'll get this little superhero guy coming in, and everyone will go, yay, and he'll fly around and automatically fix the disaster for you.
His name is like Captain Sim or
Super Sims.
Super Sim. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, do you want to load up the last game so I can show my favorite disaster of them all?
Yeah, I think we'll go ahead and do that, and then we'll wrap this up, because I think we pretty much covered everything. Well,
we didn't get into the subways and the military base, but we definitely handled the basics.
Right.
Oh, and we didn't get to show the cool power plants you get later or the ports, but those are smaller details. This is the main gameplay of SimCity 2000.
Right. So, subways and railroads, basically, you just kind of... They function pretty much like the water, where you have like a central building, and then you build a route around it. So you build a subway station, and then you build a route for the subway, and you connect them all, and that's pretty much it. And then the rail is pretty much the same thing, only above ground. So, but
yeah, later games really threw in a lot of diversity. You could have rails, monorails, elevated rails, subways,
monorail,
ground highways, elevated highways,
monorail.
ferries. Yes, monorail.
I'm sorry, it had to be said.
No.
Skirk art.
Oh, you do have the urban renewal kit. That's the thing I was talking about.
I do, yeah.
It also has a bunch of weird tile sets. Like there was one where it was a future city, so everything looked like some Jetsons bullshit.
So, where do you change the... Where do you change the tile sets?
I think you have to do that in Skirk.
Oh, really? I could have sworn in the Windows version, at least
yeah,
you
I
could
think
change it.
I remember the Windows version, but I don't know if you can do it in the DOS one. Maybe you have to save it to a CD file or something.
Huh.
Well, there's a Skirk folder. There's got to be a help folder somewhere in there.
That's kind of... Yeah, because I remember it had the future one, at least, and the stadium
And it looked
has
so
a big
goofy.
dome. Yeah.
Nothing looked like anything. And most of the other ones, they would be exactly the same as the regular tile set, except it would change the stadium to some famous landmark.
Yeah, that's right. Like the Eiffel
which in
Tower
3000,
and stuff.
You let put the landmarks in yourself, so you didn't need that anymore.
And they were free.
Yeah, in 4 they cost huge amounts of money, so it's not really worth it.
Okay, what is your favorite disaster? I bet it's this
That's
one.
so iconic, it showed up on the box of the game and in the start menu. And in at least 2 of the scenarios. The monster.
He's got a laser beam.
And the reason why this is my favorite monster is because the laser beam does different things. Most of the time it shoots fires. Sometimes he zaps his beam down and he shoots out water, like from the water tool. Sometimes he makes trees, so he has a gun that shoots trees. Or he even sometimes uses his blade to make windmills appear, wind turbines.
Really? I've never seen that.
I don't remember seeing it, but I have read about it on such extremely reputable sources as TV Tropes.
Oh, It looks like apparently my city is highly flammable.
Well, I guess maybe you shouldn't have cut down the fire protection by 45%.
Well, it's not like they were doing anything.
He is one aggressive bastard too. He's just laying down on that trigger and zooming over your city.
Yeah, what's up with that? And now he's exploiting the trees, man. Think of the children's.
I don't know, I just love the fact that out of all of the things to destroy your city, instead of Godzilla or something like in the original, they have a floating eyeball with weird dingly legs. In
Spider
the later
from
games,
space thing, kinda.
in the later games, they have a bunch more monsters like that. Like they have a giant version of the maid robot from The Sims, or they have a giant dinosaur made out of cars called Autosaurus Rex. W-R-E-C-K. Yeah.
He's
You
like
got
the monster truck rally. Sunday, see Autosaurus Rex. You'll pay for your whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
I like the disasters. They could just be really simple things because, I mean, a fire and an earthquake and a hurricane are probably all you need, but Maxis went through all that trouble to make a whole 3D model of a giant car dinosaur and animate it just so people could have some fun. Oh, and you could also have lightning strikes in 4. That was cool too because it really let you feel like you were some angry god.
Oh yeah, you could target. That's right, you could target them too, couldn't you?
Oh, and if you threw a meteor, you could aim the meteor. To let you simulate that 1998 classic Armageddon when all the space stuff is falling down on all of the cities. And it's very tragic, you can tell, because a little girl loses her teddy bear.
There's no teddy bears in this one.
Yeah, the zoom doesn't go that high.
I believe that's a 757. Or it was.
You can actually end up with air crashes by building high rises near airports. And the Sims don't learn. If you zone at high density, they will keep building high rises at the end of the damn runway.
Well, that's true.
Hi,
isn't
monster.
it? He's keeping his eye on you. That's right. I remember that. They would always they would crash into the buildings, and you would be like in the middle of gameplay, and all of a sudden you'd hear a kaboom. You'd be like, "Whoa, what happened?"
If you build a rail depot, you have the train tracks flying around with a little sprite train running around, and you can demolish the track just as the train is on it, and it'll explode too. But it's not a disaster; it's just a little kaboom.
So what are the cheat codes for the DOS version? I don't remember to unlock like the extra. Actually, let me look that up. DOS.
Yeah, well, I'm looking it up first.
Ooh.
Ooh. Oh, Joke and Noah.
Oh, that's for Windows 3.1.
Oh, I just saw the thing.
No, I saw that.
Oh, that's pretty stupid. They only have like 4 cheats. Yeah, SimCity 3.1 gives you codes like joke where the game tells a weird joke, or you can type cast to get $250.
I guess the debug menu is not in DOS. Man.
Nope, it's in 3.1 and 9.5. That's a shame.
That is too bad. Yeah, there was like the firestorm and the toxic. Well, actually, I think.
My favorite Max's cheat code was the. Oh, see the monsters in there. Atlanta.
Some of the scenarios. The Barcelona one has the nuclear one.
Ooh.
So we could at least show that one.
And we can see what a proper city looks like.
Barcelona, it's the global games, not affiliated with something else.
A very non-specific terrorist group from an unspecified home country
carries through with its threats and detonates a crude nuclear bomb beneath the stadium. The world watches in horror as Barcelona burns and a radioactive cloud settles over the beloved land.
Oh, come on. We've both played Tiberian Dawn. A nuclear warhead affects maybe like 5 acres. Oh, there it is. There's the stadium and our...
Hey, look, there's Captain
Super
Sim. Yeah.
Man, everything comes together. Is he gonna fly around and fix everything?
He doesn't seem to be doing a whole lot.
Well, they probably just have the sprite fly around and do stuff while the fires die down, in theory.
Apparently Barcelona borders Little Rouge, though. So here's the nuclear thing, at least. And see, the thing, it says Meltdown.
Man, who has a stadium on top of a giant wooded hill? There's not a burger outlet, there's not a parking lot. Oh, but you can see a seaport and a big highway down there.
See, unfortunately, I don't know anything about Barcelona, so I don't know if this is an accurate representation.
Probably not.
Land value $1,000 an acre.
Yeah,
Where is the radiation? Hey! No pollution, though. Must be a good place to live. Oh, here's the stadium. Oh, look at that. They actually have... What? Local team is the baseball strikers.
Yes,
but...
because that's what Barcelona is all about. Baseball.
And that's clearly a football field, too. Okay, that's kind of exciting. Let's look at the... So let's... Whoops. Yeah... Some of the other scenarios. At least as far as disasters. So there's a hurricane. See, here's Chicago. It has pollution.
Yeah, because that's what people think of when they think of Chicago. Not crime, not corruption, pollution.
There's Flint.
Oh, look, Flint. Dullsville. I always hated that one because it would never accept that I did anything fun.
I didn't. Yeah, some of these goals are kind of
stupid,
ambiguous too. Yeah, Hollywood has another monster too, so it's kind of the same as the other one. It's just a different city. Home.
Yeah, the other games had much more straightforward objectives, like have a population of 150,000 with a crime level under 15%, or cut unemployment under 8%.
There's Las Vegas, reduced crime. Manhattan has a Manhattan Project, apparently.
Oh ho ho ho.
Oakland Hills fire. I guess that's a real thing. Here is a volcano in Portland.
I told you a volcano. It was in one of them.
Oh, and the microwave. Oops.
And a giant lawyer riot because lawyer jokes are never unfunny.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's the big concern in Washington D.C. is lawyers. So let's look at the volcano one because that's the only other one.
That's the closest we get to anything cinematic in SimCity. These are the best special effects the game has to offer.
In the near future, a previously unknown hotbed of volcanic activity causes a volcano to erupt in the middle of Portland. You must put out the fires, clean up the mess, and rebuild Portland to a city population of 115,000.
Or just let it burn.
See, this one is kind of cool, but it takes a long time. And also, all it does is go explode.
Yeah, I'm glad I don't have the sound effects right now because I know it's just playing the same kaboom over it. I like how they went through the effort of making these cities and naming them after actual landmarks and probably trying to make something close to the real city. But
all they do is explode.
They never bothered renaming the neighbor cities. Unless there's a Cat's Corner by Portland.
I've been through Portland.
Did it have a Cat's Corner nearby?
Nope.
kind of thought so.
It did have a Willamette River, though.
See? Like I said, they go through that effort for the city, but I guess the neighbor names just can't be changed. They come from one file or something.
Yeah, it's still going.
4 has a volcano, but it actually looks like a volcano, not a really tall pyramid of dirt that's on fire.
Well, what else would you call a volcano?
Oh, we can see there's an oil tanker or something in the river.
Oh, yeah.
That
I guess the volcano is done now.
in 4 you could see all this kind of cool traffic. Ooh, query the sailboat. Query the sailboat.
I'm getting there. Captain Jack Shirichi.
Some Maxis dude. I just like the fact that they figured, hey, what if someone queries the boat, and they bothered putting in a response to that.
Oh, there's a railroad. They have 261 passengers a day.
Well, remember, this is SimCity, where $10 is enough to buy an acre of asphalt.
13 rail stations. That's like 20 people a day at each one.
In Portland.
See if there's any other interesting buildings. Factory.
See if you can find a prison or something. Ooh, fusion plants.
Fusion power plants. Portland
they have all
doesn't
kinds
have
of
those.
Hey, those aren't even supposed to be unlocked until 2050. The developers cheated.
2,500 megawatts.
Yeah. Just to give all you viewers an idea, the Three Gorges Dam, the biggest hydroelectric plant and the biggest power plant of any kind in the world, is about 3,000 megawatts. And they did that without moving several million Chinese people out of the way first.
What's the fun of that? What else is going on here?
Well, a volcano's burning down half the city.
Well, I don't really care
Aye.
about that. What am I gonna do about that? Like,
Man, Portland is not very densely populated.
oh, a college.
One of the things I liked about 3000 was you could at least change the appearance of the terrain. Like, it didn't always have to be bare ground. You could change it to grass or sand if you were playing a desert city, or snow for a mountain city.
Industrial thingamajig.
I love you, industrial thingamajig.
Hey, guess if it's still exploding or not.
Hey, is there an airport? We can show people what an airport looks like.
There might have been one.
It's hard to tell.
I think, yeah, Portland has an airport. I've been through there once.
I just like having the screen on the airport because you could hear the planes flying in and out.
No, I don't think there is one. That's odd. Portland's airport code is PDX.
I was watching Jeopardy the other night, and one of the categories was airport codes, and none of them were about YYZ.
Aw, that's the best one.
There was an airport code category on Jeopardy that had YYZ, but not this one.
Oh.
ORD, PIT.
ORD is O'Hare. PIT, is that Pittsburgh?
Yep.
Let's see, what other interesting ones are there? Well, DTW is Detroit.
Sioux City International.
Houston. HOU. I don't know.
For those of the audience, Sioux City International's code is SUX. And they tried to find alternatives, and pretty much the best alternative they were offered was GAY. I forget why, but that seriously was it.
Gay. Well, the city is destroyed and exploding, and everybody.
My work here is done.
Die. Yeah, I think we're done with this so far. I think we showed pretty much everything there is.
Except the airports and the military base and the...
Right. Well, until next time, I am L1011Widebody, and this has been my good friend Miateshcha doing color commentary.
256 color commentary.
There you go.
Little graphics joke.
And until next time, I will see you around.
Enjoy yourselves now.